திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். திருவார்த்தை. மாது இவர் பாகன் மறைபயின்ற வாசகன் மாமலர் மேய சோதி கோதில் பரங்கருணை அடியார் குலாவும் நீதி குணமாக நல்கும் போதலர் சோலை பெருந்துரை எம் புண்ணியல் மண்ணிடை வந்திழிந்து பெருந்துரை எம் புண்ணியல் மண்ணிடை வந்து இழிந்து ஆதிப்பிரமும் வெளிப்படுத்த அருள் அறிவார் எம்பிரானாவாரே. எம்பிரான் ஆவாரே. மாலையன் வானவர் கோனும் வந்து மாலையன் வானவர் கோனும் வந்து வணங்க அவர்க்கு அருள் செய்த ஈசன் ஞாலம் அதனிடை பந்திழிந்து நன்னறி காட்டி நலம் திகழும் கோலமணி அணிமாடம் கோல மணி அணிமாடம் நீடு குலாவும் இடைவை மட நல்லாட்கு சீலமிக கருணை அளிக்கும் திறம் அறிவார் எம்பிரானாவாரே.
Arayani Nallur. The temple is located about 38 kilometers from Tiruvannamalai. The deity Moolavar of this temple is Sri Atulya Natheswarar, also known as Arayani Nallur. The mother is known as Sri Soundarya Kanakambika or Sri Alagiya Ponnayagi. There is a separate shrine for goddess Soundarya Kanakambikai in the outer corridor. Lord Annamalaya's shrine can also be seen near it. This is one of the 276 Devara Padal Petra Shivasthalams and 12th Shivasthala in Nadunadu. Lord Shiva in this temple is a Swayambhu Murti, that is self-manifested. The west-facing temple has 3 corridors and its huge 160 feet high main tower, Rajagopuram, has 7 tiers. The last consecration ceremony, Mahakumbhabhishekam, took place on 6th February 2003. The temple is on the southern bank of the river Pennai. It is believed to have been constructed during the 7th century by the Pallava kings. This temple is built on top of a rock, Parai. There are 2 entrances, one through the main road and the other through the riverside, which is very scenic. In Tamil, Parai means rock and Ani means beauty. Hence the Lord here is named as Arayani Nallur, the Lord who is beautifully seated on top of a rock. This place was earlier called Arayani Nallur and its name has since been changed to Arakanta Nallur. It is believed that the doors of the sanctum sanctorum of this temple had been locked by the Jains. The door was opened by Lord Shiva himself after Tirugnana Sambandar's song. Also, in order to prevent Sambandar from entering this temple, it is believed that the people from other faiths had blocked the entrance to this temple's shrine by placing huge rocks and boulders. The power of Sambandar's hymn miraculously moved those rocks. Saint Tirugnana Sambandar worshipped the Lord Annamalayar of Tiruvannamalai from this temple itself. Annamalayar Hill can be seen from this temple. There is a stone imprint of Saint Tirugnana Sambandar's feet in the outer corridor, from where it is believed that he worshipped Lord Annamalayar and rendered a padigam. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi had visited this temple at the age of 17 on his way from Madurai to Tiruvannamalai in 1896. Shrines of Saint Tirugnana Sambandar and Sri Ramana Maharshi can also be seen next to the Nalvars. It is believed that both Saint Tirugnana Sambandar and Sri Ramana Maharshi had experienced the divine grace of the Lord of this temple. Goddess Vishnu Durgai is facing the south. This is very rare. The Navagraham contains a unique idol of Lord Saniswara with one leg placed on top of its mount, a crow. Another unique feature here is that Lord Bhairava is found without his mount, which is again a very rare occurrence. Nearby temples of Sri Ulagalanda Perumal and Sri Viratiswarar can be seen from the top of this hill. Another legend is that the Pandavas visited Arakanta Nallur and stayed here for some days during their exile. There are 5 cave rooms under the temple's main tower which were used by them. There is also a water tank near this tower which is believed to have been created by Bhima with his mace. It is also believed that after the war, Mahabharata, which lasted for 18 days, the Pandavas regained their kingdom and visited this temple again to offer their prayers. Excerpt from Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi, dated 15th October 1938. In the course of conversation, Sri Bhagavan said that Tirugnana Sambandar had sung in praise of Sri Arunachala and mentioned the story briefly as follows. Jnanasambandar was born in an orthodox family about 1500 years ago. When he was 3 years old, his father took him to the temple in Shiali. He left the boy on the bank of the sacred tank and went in to bathe. As he dipped in the water, the boy, not finding his father, began to cry out. Immediately Shiva and Parvati appeared in a Vimana. Shiva told Parvati to feed the boy with her milk. So she drew out milk in a cup and handed it to the boy. He drank it and was happy. The father, as he came out of the water, saw the boy smiling and with streaks of milk around his lips. So he asked the boy what happened to him. The boy did not answer. He was threatened, and the boy sang songs. They were hymns in praise of Shiva, who had appeared before him. He thus became one of the most famous bhaktas and was much sought after. He led a vigorous and active life, went on pilgrimage to several places in South India. He got married in his 16th year. The bride and the bridegroom went to have darshan of God in the local temple soon after the marriage. A large party went with them. When they reached the temple, the place was a blaze of light and the temple was not visible. There was, however, a passage visible in the blaze of light. Jnanasambandar told the people to enter the passage. They did so. He himself went round the light with his young wife, came to the passage, and entered it as the others had done earlier. The light vanished, leaving no trace of those who entered it. The temple again came into view as usual. Such was the brief but very eventful life of the sage. In one of his tours, he had come to Arayani Nallur, about 18 miles from Tiruvannamalai. The place is famous for its Shiva temple. It was here that Sri Bhagavan had that vision of light on his way to Tiruvannamalai in his 17th year. Sri Bhagavan did not know then that the place was sanctified by the feet of Tirugnana Sambandar some 15 centuries ago. When the ancient sage was staying in Arayani Nallur, an old man who carried a flower basket came to him. The young sage asked the old man who he was. The latter replied that he was a servitor of Arunachala, the god residing as the hill here. Sage, how far is it from here? The old man replied, I walk every day from there to here collecting flowers for daily worship, so it is only near. The sage, then I shall go with you to that place. The old man said, a rare pleasure indeed for me. They went together with a large crowd following the sage. After walking some distance, the sage wanted to ask how much further the place was. But the old man had disappeared in the meantime. Soon after, a gang of dacoits waylaid the pilgrims, who surrendered all that they had with them. They plodded their way and reached the destination. The young sage fell into contemplation. God appeared and said that the dacoits were only his followers and that his needs would be met. Accordingly, the group of pilgrims found all their wants. The sage had sung hymns in praise of Sri Arunachala. In one of the stanzas, he says, You are a dense mass of jnana, capable of removing the I am the body idea from your devotees. Herds of gazelles, boars, and bears come down your slopes in the night to search for food on the plains. Herds of elephants go from the plains to your slopes where they may rest. So different herds of animals meet on your slopes. Sri Bhagavan continued, So this hill must have been a dense forest 1500 years ago. It has since been denuded of the forest by the woodcutters through these several centuries. The account of Sri Arunachala given by the mysterious old man to Jnanasambandar is contained in 300 slokas in Upamanyu's Bhakta Charita. One of the archakas of the temple had it with him and showed it to Bhagavan on the occasion of the temple suit within the last few months. Sri Bhagavan copied the slokas.
ஆன்மஸ்வரூபமா ஆருயிர் யாவையும் தான் மகிழ்ந்தோம்பலே உந்தி பர ஆன்மஸ்வரூபமா ஆருயிர் யாவையும் தான் மகிழ்ந்தோம்பலே உந்தி பர தயாதன்மதத்துவம் உந்தி பர தயாதன்மதத்துவம் உந்தி பர அத்தத்துவந்தனை யாரும் அழியாது அத்தத்துவந்தனை யாரும் அழியாது சுத்தத்துலகமாய் உந்தி பர அத்தத்துவந்தனை யாரும் அழியாது சுத்தத்துலகமாய் உந்தி பர தோன்ற வளர்த்த தனன் உந்தி பர தோன்ற வளர்த்தனன் உந்தி வர தோன்ற வளர்த்தனன் உந்தி வர தன்னலமுற்ற தனந்தானதற்கென தன்னலம் உற்ற தனந்தானதற்கென நன்னில நாயகன் உந்தி பர தன்னலம் உற்ற தனந்தானதற்கென நன்னில நாயகன் உந்தி பர ஞானம் செழிக்கவே உந்தி பர தன்னலமுற்ற தனந்தானதற்கென நன்னில நாயகன் உந்தி பர ஞானம் செழிக்கவே உந்தி பர தனக்கென வாழா தனக்கென வாழா பிறர்க்குரியாளன் தனக்கென வாழா பிறர்க்குரியாளன் எனக்கென மேந்தவர் உந்தி பர தனக்கென வாழா பிறர்க்குரியாளன் எனக்கென மேந்தவர் உந்தி பர குணனாம் திருவேங்கட புத்தன் அருளர உந்தி பர அத்தல் அருங்குணனாம் திருவேங்கடன் புத்தல் அருளரம் உந்தி பர பொங்கி பொலிகவே அத்தல் அரும் குணனாம் திருவேங்கடன் புத்தன் அருளரம் உந்தி பர பொங்கி பொலிகவே உந்தி பர பொங்கி பொலிகவே உந்தி பர பொங்கி பொலிகவே உந்தி பர பிறர் பழி பாவ பிராயச்சித்தம் போல் பிறர் பழி பாவ பிராயச்சித்தம் போல் அறர் வழி கூறினோன் உந்தி பர பிறர் பழி பாவ பிராயச்சித்தம் போல் அறவழி கூறினோன் உந்தி பர அறையுண்டு ஏத்தனன் உந்தி பர அறவழி கூறினோன் உந்தி பர அறையுண்டு ஏத்தனன் உந்தி பர அந்த சிலுவை அறந்தான் அவன் சொன்ன அந்த சிலுவை அறந்தான் அவன் சொன்ன சொந்த கருத்தினில் உந்தி பர அந்த சிலுவை அறந்தான் சொந்த கருத்தினில் உந்தி பர தோய்க உயிருளத்து உந்தி பர தோய்க உயிருளத்து உந்தி பர தோய்க உயிருளத்து உந்தி பர